Here we go again. A lot of you probably have no idea who this guy is, but chances are you have seen him reposted on some stupid Facebook page. His name is Tom Macdonald. Sorry. His name is Tom Macdonald, and he's a rapper that specializes in trying to get attention from people, but he doesn't really do that good of a job of it.
Yeah, he doesn't do that good of a job, yet here you are making a video about it.
But I would classify him somewhat as a controversial rapper. He just tries to spew controversy and get people talking. Pretty much the easiest thing you could ever do, especially with today's social media climate. All you have to do is say something that's a little bit edgy and thousands of retweets, tons of shares, and boom, you got what you wanted.
'Cause it got 3 million likes!
Yay! He makes music about controversial topics in society, pop culture, hip-hop, or even his own life. That again, the goal of it is to get people talking, to get people to share it, to get people to do anything other than just like enjoy it as a regular song. The way that you, me, and everyone else has ever listened to his music is for tons of reasons other than, hey, this is a good song, check it out. In August of 2017, he dropped a video that gained my attention and probably most people's attention.
I don't want your Xanax bars or your fancy foreign car.
This was around the time when mumble rap was at its peak and everybody was talking about it. It was a hot topic. And basically he called them out saying,
"Mumble rappers suck and I'm a lyrical rapper and all you guys are drug addicts and you don't know how to make music and you're just relying on your image to blow you up," and
all that shit that we've all heard a million times before. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this guy is a lyrical rapper, so that makes him better than all of us.
I'm a spiritual, lyrical, individual, spiritual.
For the past year, Tom has basically been making the same exact song with a different beat and a different video, discussing the exact same topics, just thinking of a new trendy way to put it out. Here are just a handful of continuous themes that he likes to talk about. I'm not appropriating black culture.
I like to scream I appropriate culture.
I'm not racist.
Black people hate me, they say that I'm racist.
All rappers now are drug addicts.
These rappers all coked out.
Everything sucks in society now. All you have to do is listen to one song and you're like, okay, I know what this guy is totally about. And the way that he can defend himself on his music is,
I just speak the truth, and anyone who disagrees, it means that you can't handle the truth and you're soft.
And you can say that I'm a but what I say is just the truth.
Basically, he spent an entire year and a half trying to make I'm Not Racist by Joyner Lucas.
I'm not racist, and I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine.
But has not even come close to making a song that was as good or as impactful as that. Why? Because Joyner Lucas doesn't spend all of his time trying to do that. He's actually a very talented artist, and he just made one song, spoke his mind about it, got people to talk, and then continued to make good music for his fans and built a real following. And don't get me wrong, Tom's videos are getting millions of views and people are seeing it and people are talking about it, but when he decides to drop something that isn't controversial and it's more of a regular song, I guess you could call it, nobody cares. Anyways, I thought this dude completely fell off the face of the earth until I got a couple DMs from my fans and followers asking if they heard this song. And of course, as soon as I saw it, I'm thinking to myself, what's old MacDonald mad about today?
Where'd all these suicidal sad rappers come from? They showed up with those mumble rapper dum-dums.
He basically wrote an entire song targeting emo rappers and how they're glorifying depression and how that's wrong, which is definitely a message that I agree with and have talked about that in my Jumex video and in many other videos. None of them are basing their entire brand about being sad or depressed. Why? Because that's fucking whack. But there was a little part of this song that made me question some things. They romanticize the mental pain we're barely surviving and then glorify the men and women losing their lives. And then from here he mentions Peep, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, etc. And the reason why people reached out to me about this is because they thought it was a diss. And at first I was like, damn, this dude just straight up said we shouldn't be glorifying these legends because they died by suicide or overdose. Damn, dog, you kind of ballsy for that. But then I kind of looked at it from a different perspective and I think that I figured out what he was trying to say. I think that when he says they, he means either sad rappers or the industry. and how they romanticize depression and make it seem like it's trendy or cool, and then they idolize guys like Peep and basically use them as their main source of inspiration. Furthermore, he's saying that these icons are probably turning in their grave knowing that there's people out there falsifying this sort of depressing lifestyle in order to turn a profit, which I would agree with, but I mean, we never really know what people are going through. So for that song, I did give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he was necessarily taking a shot at Peep, but this did lead me digging through his music, and I found something else that is a little bit more questionable. He has a song called Hell of It that he released in January of 2018, I think, and he just blatantly takes a shot at Peep that seems totally uncalled for.
So what the do y'all want? I could have a seizure like Wayne. I could just go OD like Peep. I could just go OD like Peep.
In the hook of the song, he says he might just have a seizure like Wayne, or he might just go OD like Peep, go crazy like Ye, or get locked up like Meek. And this one, I had a really hard time justifying what he could have meant by that. And I'm not even talking about just Peep, like having a seizure like Wayne. Like what? Go crazy like Ye, yeah, I mean, everyone takes shots at Kanye. It's kind of whatever at this point. But then get locked up like Meek, but everybody knows that Meek Mill was locked up for some bullshit that happened 10 years ago that they just held over his head as he got famous. It's not like he was really like a criminal doing bad things and he got locked up. So when you break it down, what he's really saying here is, I could go and fuck up my life like these other rappers, but instead, I'm not gonna do that and I'm better than them. And I really tried to think about this before I made this video and give him the benefit of the doubt, try to find a different perspective, but there really isn't. He's really just using Peep's death as a way to boost his own self-image and make him seem pristine.
Yeah, well, I could be doing drugs and OD like Lil Peep, but you know what? I'm better than that.
I mean, that's actually what he's saying. Especially like 2 months after the guy died. Like, what? But I'm really confused at what Tom's agenda is here, just with all of his music and his whole brand. I get it, he's trying to wake people up and make them realize that rappers are exploiting different lifestyles to make it seem like this is a cool way to live, but they're actually living very unhealthily, or they're just not living a life that they're portraying. And that creates this desire for young kids to want to go and achieve that lifestyle.
When I used to pull up on his shit, then we let it blow.
Which I can agree, but rap has been like this forever. Like even the 90s rappers that all these old heads praise and act like they were so cool, and now it's just a bunch of drug addict rappers. That's not the case. In the 90s, rappers were talking about selling drugs, having guns, killing people, partying. 'Cause all we wanna do is it was all the same shit. Hip hop has always been about that. And then people pitch the argument,
well, that was actually the lifestyle they were living. These guys are just lying about it.
Is it though? Selling drugs is not cool no matter what way you try to put it. And listen, if that's the life you're living and that's the way you want to express yourself, I'm all for it. Go ahead, I got no problems with it. And if you party every weekend and that's your lifestyle and that's what you talk about, then that's all you know. Nothing really wrong with that. And it's definitely not anything new. And another thing, if these rappers weren't doing that, what would you be rapping about? Because your whole brand is based on shitting on what other people are doing. The only songs that Tom has that are relevant are the ones where he's calling out other rappers on their bullshit. So you should kind of love them because it's the only reason why you're getting money. And it would be one thing if his music was super original and he brought something really new to the table, but like he's either just taking popular beats or just writing songs that sound like other songs, but putting his stupid controversial twist on it with the lyrics. So Doug, you literally bring nothing to the table. Or are you just the middleman that's like, oh, I'm calling this person out, I'm calling that person out. This is bullshit, this is lame. Well then what's cool? Are you making what's cool? Because the only thing that you make is a protest against somebody else, and that person isn't worried about what you're saying. But I'm kind of interested what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this guy is just a hater? Do you think that he's actually bringing something valuable to the table? Or do you think he's just trying to get attention and reactions from people so that he can profit off of it? My name is Patrick CC. I'm out.